Hello there! This is a short guide on how to defeat the Expert Lunatic Cultist. I'll be recommending Chlorophy armor for this fight, which is more than good enough. However, you might want something a little more substantial for the pillars that come after. I'm using the melee headgear option, as I'll be using a melee weapon for this fight. As for accessories, I'm using the frozen turtle shell, the cross necklace, a pair of wings, the warrior emblem, the worm scarf, and the philosopher's stone. I didn't end up using health potions in the end, however the philosopher's stone is always a nice accessory to have just in case. None of the accessories have any prefixes. For buffs, I'll be using the standard Regeneration, Swiftness, Ironskin, and Thorns potions alongside a bowl of soup. I've also placed down a campfire and a heart lantern for some additional passive healing. I chose not to, however if you feel like placing down a sharpening station for some extra armor penetration, then feel free to do so. Finally then, onto the weapon. This might be a controversial choice, however I'm going to be recommending the possessed Hatchet, which drops from Golem. The reasoning behind this is that most players will have likely acquired this weapon when farming Golem, and the fact that it's homing gives you more freedom to dodge the cultist attacks. Plus it auto-fires, which means you don't have to spam click during the fight. To spawn the Lunatic Cultist, you'll first have to take out his devotes, which should be worshipping a mysterious tablet. Although they are easy to kill, try to avoid getting hit too much, as they deal a lot of damage which could put you at a disadvantage before you even start the fight. Once you do, the cultist will spawn, and after rising for a few seconds he will teleport. Each time the cultist teleports, he will appear a few blocks above where the player was when he started teleporting. This is good to keep in mind, as if you're flying directly up as the cultist teleports, you will fly into him and take damage. A good rule of thumb is to fly diagonally upwards in the few seconds before he teleports, and then, once he does, fly over him before dropping to avoid his fireball attacks. In the first stage of the fight, before the cultist reaches half health, he will cycle through 5 attacks. First he will shoot fireballs, then an ice sphere, then lightning quickly followed by more fireballs, before finishing with a last ice sphere. After each cycle, he will pause momentarily to cast 2 illusions of himself. When he does this, you'll need to locate the real cultist, which should be slightly darker than the others, and hit him, while avoiding at all costs either of the others. Make sure you do so relatively quickly, because if you take too long, you will be punished. Strangely enough, the second stage of the fight is easier than the first in my opinion. This is because the cultist switches out fireballs for a spread shot of ice crystals, which can be easily destroyed before they reach you. The cultist also casts a few additional spells, which create obstacles for you to avoid. And that's about it. I hope you found this video useful.